Hello, friends. Welcome back to Fifth Road Tarot. I am here to give you your weekly reading for the week of June 28th. I hope that you've had a wonderful week so far, and I hope you are expecting wonderful things for the week to come. Let's see. So, I've been trying to very much working on trying not to say too much. So if you find yourself hearing me trying to correct myself, that's pretty much what I'm doing. So let's get started. Notes for today. Today is June 28th. We have the sun in Cancer. We have the moon in Libra. Venus is in Gemini, and Aries is, oh wait, Mercury is in Aries. Wow. Okay. Wow. As someone who has a lot of fire element in my chart, I think it's very interesting that Mars is now back in its home. Mars, I said Mercury. Mercury is in retrograde. Mars is in Aries. Venus, Mars. So, okay. I'm going to go ahead and start here with the Rider-Waite. I call in my divine masters and teachers. I call in my Ascended and Enlightened Ancestors. And I call on the elements of air, fire, water, earth, and the fifth spirit that connects them all, the spirit of universal nature, spirit of oneness, spirit of life. Thank you so much, Spirit. Okay. Spirit, can we get some cards for the week of June 28th, 2020, for the collective? Can we get some guidance? Thank you, Spirit, for the collective, for the week of June 28th, 2020. Can we get some guidance for the collective, for the week of June 28th, 2020? Thank you, Spirit. Can we get some guidance for the week of June 28th? Oops. Thank you, Spirit. Can we get some guidance for the week of June 28th, 2020, for the collective, to help them lovingly through their week and through the coming days? Thank you, Spirit. Okay, I'm going to set that there. That, and I think like that. Okay. Hopefully I'm not getting this too mixed up. I'm going to set my notes there to the side. Okay. So the first card we have up, oh, sorry. I don't read reversals, by the way. The Hermit, the King of Swords, the Queen of Wands, the Nine of Cups, and the Star. Wow. This is very interesting. So, overall here, let me get a quick look. So this is definitely either about a relationship or a spiritual, a spiritual relationship, maybe this is you and your higher self. maybe this is happening, again, dang, sorry, y'all. Maybe this is happening at a spiritual level. That's what I'm trying to say. So there's something else with this. We have a pair out here with the king and the queen. Now, again, I say king, I don't mean male. When I say queen, I don't mean female. It could be any way it goes. If this describes a person in your life, how I'm describing the card, that is representative of that person regardless of their gender. So, and on a spiritual level, if I'm talking about masculine, feminine energies, I'm talking about the energies that are contained within. When I call in the elements, when I call on my divine masters and teachers, when I call on my ascended and enlightened ancestors, I am calling on all energies. And all of that is contained within all of us. We are all connected to those energies, masculine and feminine. So that's what I'm talking about in a spiritual sense. When I'm talking about masculine and feminine, this could be internally that your masculine side, your masculine spiritual side, or your feminine spiritual side could be having this issue. So let's go ahead and get started. The first card we have out is the Hermit. I'm going to set that up, see if you can see that there. So the Hermit is indicative of a process of going inward, and that's why I say this could be something spiritual. The Hermit could also represent Hecate, who was the witness to Persephone's descent into Hades for the 6 months. So this could be that someone is bringing you, either you are discovering new information, or someone is bringing you information about something that you have lost, or something that you may have missed. But they are essentially, either you or someone else is shining the light on some missing piece of information that is coming to fruition. This is also, the Hermit is a major arcana card. This is the number 9. So this is, in a sense, this is a phase of looking to see. We're looking for evidence, and that's actually pretty in line with what we're doing with this waxing moon energy moving into, as the moon moves into its fullness. And we talk about the lunar phases. And again, I am still learning, but what I'm doing is bringing you what I'm learning. So, and I just love having this platform, and I love passing this information on. So this Hermit could actually be this, in a sense, kind of a spiritual ovulation that we've been going through with the moon, where all of our ideas and lessons from the previous moon phase, we have put into a seed. And I talked about this last week. We've put into a seed, and now that seed, the ideas and lessons all combined in there are forming something new. And there's a structure that is now being put around it. So what is also going to be happening as the moon continues to move into its full phase is that it is going to begin to take root. So the Hermit here might be shining light on the evidence that those ideas that you had in place from last week, the new moon, there's going to be some evidence that the things that you learned from maybe the month, the lunar cycle before that, are coming to fruition. Something is coming back around for you. And someone is probably shining a light on that thing that you might have missed. Wow. So that's the Hermit. Next we have the King of Swords. This is about action. This could be someone in your life that is wanting to take very quick action. Um, this is someone who is walking forward with truth. This is a very mature energy, masculine or feminine. But with the King of Swords, if we think about our masculine act, that's the side that wants to take action. That's the side that wants to um, move forward very quickly. So it's almost as if you get that missing piece of information and you say, bam, yes, it's time for me to move forward on this. So that is the King of Swords. And this is, again, mature energy. So it could be, if it's external, it could be someone who is older that is bringing you some truth and clarity after something else has kind of been unearthed. Or, yes, not unearthed. Something has been connected. You've been connected to some idea or some action that you know you need to take. You need to take. So then we have the Queen of Wands. Now, the Queen of Wands is in tarot. Essentially, she's always considered the very, um, she's very free. She's very open. She's very independent. She is passionate. She is very spiritual. She's very much in touch with, even though like the Queen of Pentacles is very much in touch with the earth and very nurturing, the Queen of Wands is just very sensual, very much desiring happiness. And this is because it's the Queen of Wands. This is a very mature energy. You might have grown from a previous period. You might have seen what was, you might have seen something that was right for you as far as passion and desire, or someone in your life could have, but because we also now have a pair on the board, we have both a king and a queen. So externally, it could be that there is either, this could be you or someone else. You could be either one of these people, where this Queen of Wands is either very, she's very sensual, she knows what she wants. And the King of Swords is ready to take action with this Queen of Wands. And it's almost as if they are in their respective suites. So like the King of Swords, being the King of Swords, is in this very much communicative energy, and ready to take action on that truth. But the Queen of Wands is the one that actually does take action, because the Queen of Wands is the queen of the Wands suite. So that's the fire element. That's the, even though this is the one that talks about a lot of action, the Queen of Wands doesn't necessarily have to speak to take action. She goes after what she wants. So this is almost like, and the Queen of Wands, again, is very independent. Of all the queens, she is the most independent. She, as you can, you kind of see, she's got the black cat here. She's got a robe on, but her legs are a little open, but again, this is her in her power. And this king is looking directly out of the card, while this Queen of Wands is like, I could just go over there. Like, and I actually could just get up and go, right? That's the Queen of Wands. So there could be a pairing here that is, this is the King of Swords is the independent one of the Swords suite, and the Queen of Wands, I mean, she could just hold her own. The King of Wands is kind of like, who's that? It's almost as if there are two different people ruling the same suite, right? So take that as you will. I just wanted to point that out. Yeah, take that as you will. There's a pairing out here though, so this could be a couple that has, they're very similar actually. They're very much alike, even though they're very different. So there's now this Nine of Cups, and we've got a matching 9 out here with the Hermit and this Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is all about readying for the party, awaiting, you've got all your essentially all your ducks in a row. You are ready to hold emotion. You are ready to hold space. You are ready to um, have this emotional gathering. This is almost like a party card where you're just ready to have a very big party. It could be that, things are kind of opening up now. You could be meeting up with friends a little more, of course, being cautious about where and how you're meeting and how many people you're meeting. Um, but again, there's this idea of a light being shown on something, and then moving forward into this energy of I'm gonna go party, right? And it's actually this Queen of Wands that's looking at this, like looking at her options, really. This Queen of Wands energy is seemingly looking outward toward her own spiritual independence, her own spiritual growth. Because if we look at the Nine of Cups, wow, if we look at the Nine of Cups and she's looking at the Nine of Cups as well, the Eight of Cups is a card of spiritual journey. So it could be that this Queen of Wands is coming into her power and owning her action, owning her fire. And I say her, it could be him. I'm just referring to energy at this point. So if you're a masculine, you're probably feeling into your feminine, sensual, active side that wants to express in a way that is empowering but also welcoming, not excluding anyone. Wow, that's pretty cool. So now we've got the Star card, and the Star card, we've kind of bookended this. See that? Yeah. We've kind of bookended this reading with two major arcana, one shining light, and here is the light of the star. The star is the hope card, where it's amazing that we're looking at this. We're looking at this Nine of Cups because the cups need to be filled, and the star is here to fill your cup, fill those cups up. So we're, taking more of the good and leaving some for growth. But again, the star card is here to bring hope, fill the cups with hope. And that is, it's almost like as if we're going through this kind of a spiritual renewal, but it's a spiritual renewal where we now recognize this like a bigger group. Instead of saying, I'm going to be in this, I know this sounds weird, but it's almost as if we're saying, instead of being in one relationship where I'm opening myself only to like one person, instead we're looking at all of the relationships in our life and we're saying, how can I be more open to others in my relationships? Friends, friends, relatives, significant others, that kind of thing. But it's like you're moving out of this narrow-minded idea of who you are as a person, who your people are really. Um, it has this idea of like kind of a global energy, a universal energy with the star, really. Wow. We're looking beyond we're looking beyond our borders. Yeah, this is what the Queen of Wands is doing, is looking beyond her borders. And she's looking beyond the queendom of the wands. She's looking beyond that because she wants to expand and she wants to grow. And I think that's what we're looking at this week is we're looking at how we can expand our relationships. How can we expand our borders? How can we expand our sense of self with hope? How can we become, if we think about, you know, the wars that are going on, war in Yemen, famine in Yemen, we've got, Black Lives Matter, racism is, coming up to be dealt with right now. Like, we are looking at expanding our borders and expanding our sense of who we are as a global citizen, a world citizen. So let me take a look at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, this is not going to be easy. At the bottom of the deck here is the Five of Wands. And even though, this looks like a whole bunch of people that are kind of just bantering around, boom, 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 like inward fighting, I think that's why this Queen of Wands is looking outwardly, beyond her border, because this is within her queendom, this is happening. And it's a taking accountability of, wow, this is what people that are enclosed inside their own borders do to each other. How can I expand expand their understanding of self so that they don't feel trapped, but they feel like they are welcome to the party. Wow. Yeah, I feel like there's some idea here of expansion and growth. This Queen of Wands energy is definitely looking to be herself and allow others that same sense of self, spiritual self, like a sense of spiritual self, spiritual oneness. Wow. Okay, so let's get some guidance. Let's get some guidance that goes with this reading. A little bit more to take you through your week. Because you know what, honestly, because the Queen of Wands is typically very independent, centered, feminine. I'm going to use the Magdalene Oracle cards and see if Spirit has some guidance for us this week in this reading. Let's see. We're only at 22 minutes, so we're still good. Spirit, can you please come into this reading with some guidance to help us understand what ideas are taking root this week and how we are expanding our independent feminine sense of self and how we are growing that sense of self for others in order to diminish this kind of a crabs in a barrel kind of logic that people have sometimes. Thank you so much, Spirit. If you could give us some guidance, please. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Give us some guidance for this week. For the week. Thank you. Yes. Yes. Perfect. Thank you, Spirit. Anything else? Anything else, Spirit? Any more guidance for this week, for the collective? Yes, indeed. Thank you. Ooh, yeah. Wow. I like it. Okay, so we've got 3 cards out. I'll go ahead and stand them up so you can take a look. There is illumination. There is love. And family came out first. Can you see that? Let's see. Okay. So let me go ahead and read. Family came out first, love came out second, and illumination came out third. All right, family. You were born into your family for a reason and a purpose, just as there is a reason and a purpose for experiencing all that you have experienced to date. Yet, like most of us, you probably believe the myth that all family members should all get along and always be nice to one another. Wow. And that was the first card that came out. And that's kind of what I'm seeing in this card is strife. The bottom of the deck card that came out was the Five of Wands. So I kind of see like infighting and things like that. Other families always seem nicer. The truth is that every family experiences similar dynamics in one way or another. Your family is your greatest teacher. Every family member will hold at least one trait that you don't like, and you have at least one trait that each of your family members don't like. This fact sets the perfect environment for us to learn to love unconditionally. Later in life, you will discover that every perceived negative comes with a positive attached to it. True love often comes in ways and forms that we initially fail to recognize. Yet, with the passing of time, you will realize that beneath our individual facades, there is only love. Love comes in many forms, and it may not always be kind. Reflect on this, for it will help you let go of any resentment you have towards your family or a family member. Wow, that seems pretty specific. So it could be that you're having some sort of a clash in your family, and something is coming to light where one person wants to take action, but the Queen of Wands in this situation wants to expand and grow and has a lot of hope. So I'll keep going. Let's read love. Okay, so love. A beautiful relationship will soon develop. This relationship will continue to grow for many years to come, and endless blessings will stem from it. Appreciate and savor each moment together, and always keep the flame of love alight in your heart. For love is a magnet. You cannot help but attract love when you have love in your heart. If you are already in a meaningful relationship, then your relationship will deepen, provided you are always open with each other and are receptive to one another's needs. Always express any insecurity you have with your partner, and you will find that your relationship continues to strengthen. It's very true. Very true. Every time you allow yourself to be vulnerable with people that you love, you will always get the answer that you're looking for. You may, if you stand in vulnerability and you know that they are receiving and listening truly, you will typically get exactly what you need to hear from that loved one. Okay, so now I'm going to read illumination, and that's where I see this Hermit card coming in, illuminating, shining a light on. Your creativity is blocked at present because you are not expressing how you truly feel. To unblock your creativity, you need to express your feelings. Creativity is first and foremost about self-expression. Every piece of art, no matter the subject or style, is a self-portrait. Express everything you feel inside you, good, bad, beautiful, or ugly. Everything is valid, so don't place judgments or restrictions on yourself. Your creativity has no boundaries apart from the boundaries you place on it yourself. Creativity is the essence of your life, and self-expression is creativity's voice. Self-expression heals and liberates you. It illuminates your mind and heart. All you need is to let your feelings come through. Wow, this is a very, very kind of a cocoon kind of a card, but at the same time, being in the lunar phase that we are in, this is also about expanding the sense of self. You have to express yourself. And I think earlier in the week I posted I made up my own little oracle cards that I call Infinity Spirit cards. But one of them is just like, you need to make art like right now. And when I say like make art, that means you need to create right now. Like put your expression into something. Doesn't matter if it's something that needs to be like, it doesn't need to be something that's going to be, make you the poet laureate of the United States. Like it doesn't need to be something that's going to hang in a gallery somewhere. It just needs to be expression of what is in your heart, what is in your soul, what is in your throat chakra that is not being pushed out of your mouth, right? If it can't be pushed out of mouth, can it come from your heart? Can it come from your sense of purpose? Can it come from your very root? Can it come from your sexual chakra? Can it come from that energy of your connection with the divine? Can it come from that third eye? Like, where does that sense of family, that sense of love, where does your expression to those things come from? Connect those things with art. Illuminate hope. Okay? I hope you all enjoyed your reading for the week. If you would like a reading of your own, please feel free to contact me via the link on my website. Um, I just would love to set something up, and yeah, email me, let's talk about it. Have a wonderful week, and I look forward to seeing how your lunar cycle is going. How have you found things coming to light for you? Okay, thanks so much. Check me out on Instagram too. Like, subscribe, share. All right, thanks. Bye.